This video contains information about Australian Visa Application Guide, types of visas to Australia, fees and requirements to get into Australia via Afrokonnect. Basically, we have 5 major types of Australian visas, and they are visitor visas, study and training visas, parent visa, humanitarian visas, and work visas. Australia entry requirements. How to get an Australian visa. Just like other European countries around the world, you cannot just pack your luggage and travel into the country. You will need to have some important documents that will prove you are coming in legally and you are not going to become a threat to their economy and other citizens. To obtain an Australian visa, you must possess the following documents. Firstly, a passport, at least 6 months before the expiration date. Secondly, get your Australian visa application form. The form can be gotten either online or physically. Thirdly, your identity picture and biometrics collection. Fourthly, a valid national identity card issued by your parent country. Now let's review the Australian visa requirement and what you will be needing. 1. Certificate of good character. You must provide a proof of your good character, which means that you shouldn't have any criminal record. 2. Family certificates. You must show valid copies of documents like birth certificate, marriage licenses, divorce papers, adoption papers, if you are adopted, etc. 3. Evidence of financial means. The Australian government doesn't want you to come and become a liability in their country, so to travel to Australia you have to prove that you can finance the trip on your own by providing documents such as bank statements, pay slips, credit card limit, and evidence of support from family members for student visas and family visas. How to get Australian Permanent Resident Permit. Step 1. Find the right visa for you. Presently, we have over 40 Australian visas that allows you to work and live in Australia on a permanent basis, like the family-based permanent residency and work-based permanent residency. The second step, check if you meet the visa requirements. The Australian Department of Home Affairs, DHA, outlines the requirements for you to apply for permanent residency in Australia. Make sure you fulfill all the visa requirements and then move to the next step. Third step, apply for an Australian migrant visa. After making sure that you fulfill all the visa requirements, ensure that you apply for the visa on the DHA website or go to the nearest embassy to pick up the form. Fourth step, await the decision. Depending on the type of visa that you applied for, you may have to wait for several weeks or months in order to get your visa approval or rejection. Fifth step, get your visa. Once your visa application is approved, you will receive a migrant visa which will enable you to live and work permanently in Australia. This entails that you may soon be eligible for citizenship. FAQs. Which visa allows one to work and study in Australia? To work and study in Australia, you would need to apply for a student visa. It entitles a person to 40 hours per fortnight, 2 weeks, during your studies, and full-time during your school breaks. How to obtain an Australian visa as an U.S. citizen. American citizens that are traveling to Australia are eligible to apply for an electronic travel authorization, ETA, through Australia's online visa website or physically through Australian airlines, travel agents, and Australian visa officers. In conclusion, while we have so many types of Australian visas, in this video we tried to list and explain the most popular and easiest visas to Australia. Before your move, it is imperative you know the cost of living in Australia, especially in cities like Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Canberra, and Perth. Make sure you consider the type of visa you need and what fits into your qualifications first before you apply for any visa. This brings us to the end of this video about Australian visa application, types of visas, fees, and requirements to get into Australia via Afrokonnect. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and share this video.